Well, first of all, I'm Tim Crompton, Director of Athletics here, and wow, thank you so much for coming today. This is an exciting day for us here at Weber State. I want to make sure that I also put a special thanks out to our search firm, College Sports Solutions, Jeff Schemmel, our hiring committee, and our administration for their support, but the hiring committee and the search firm for just really the exhaustive search and looking under every rock that we could. We had some great candidates that landed us here today with the coach for the next era of Weber State football. A special thank you to some individuals that are here. We have got our president, Dr. Leslie Durham, is in the room. We have our FAR, Dr. Bryant Thompson. We have our vice president, Mark Halverson, Dr. Halverson. We have our Big Sky commissioner sitting somewhere out there, Tom Wintersill. Thank you, Tom, for being here. And former players, alumni, donors. We have our former famous head coach in the back, Jay Hill. Thank you so much for coming, Coach. And really, this is really about us being able to give some time to Coach Kjar. And I've certainly said enough things in the paper. You've seen my quotes, what I think about him, the things he's going to do here at Weber State. But this is just an opportunity for me to thank him and welcome him and his family, not only to this community, but to this institution and to the Wildcat family. We know you're going to do great things. We know the reasons why you're going to do great things. But we couldn't be more excited to have you here and name you as our next head coach. And really, the rest of the time is yours, Coach.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you very much.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate you. Just first off, I want to thank everybody that was involved and that I've met, and it's been a little bit of a whirlwind over the last couple weeks of trying to keep names straight and make sure that I have all that lined out. And I unfortunately don't have it quite lined out yet, but I just got to meet President Durham and was really excited about that. And I'm really just excited to serve the Weber State community football program, the city of Ogden, surrounding area, and just really serve the people around here and be a part of what this great university has to offer and build something special here that's been built here before and want to return to that. And that's really important to what I'm going to try to do, and not just me, but staff, athletic department, administration, and everybody on the way up. And there's been so much support, and everybody's been great through this process, and feel really blessed to be a part of Weber State and what it has to offer. It's a special place. I truly believe that. It was something when it came open that I was really excited about, putting my name in the hat for that, and just what it has to offer. I want to thank a few people. Obviously, Tim Crompton has been amazing through this process, and the hiring committee, believing in a high school guy from a small town. It's a dream come true for me. I'm not going to waste any time thinking or considering that. I'm going to get to work in a hurry and what I need to do here to build this program up. But I can't thank that group enough. It's a big leap by them. That's not lost on me for sure. And I get the importance of that, and that's important to me to prove them right in this process. It's going to be a big part for them believing in what I can do to make them right. So the next part's going to be really hard, because now I'm going to try to go to the family. So my family is everything to me. My wife is our backbone in our group. And then my children, who I'll get to coach again. I don't know how he feels about that. He might not like it. Coach Thompson's done that before, how it is coaching your kids. Hopefully Noah's okay with that, and I get a chance to do that again. But my family's been everything, my backbone. Really nothing is a person without them and that group, and want to model that similarly here to the Weber State football team. build a family where everybody's tight connected and cares about each other. So that part I can't thank them enough, and I'm excited to get this thing going. I've spent a lot of time doing the stuff that I don't usually, this is not to sound mean, but that I don't feel is important to putting good football out there. So a lot of media things. Nothing against the media. I love you guys. And doing different things like that, photo shoots, meetings in general. Like I mean, I'm really excited to get the part that I know we can make a difference here with these young men and build something special. And that part I'm ready to get rolling on, but I understand there's steps that I need to take in that process. I want to thank a couple people that I really felt had a big hand in helping me, and really more indirectly, but just from a coaching standpoint. Casey Cetera, who I grew a lot with as a head coach and was a defensive coordinator in high school. And then Wayne Jones is another one who had a big influence on me and my career, and wanted to just thank those guys and the other coaches that I've been able to serve with and be a coach with, and their influence on me. Coaches, we all work off of each other, and I've learned so much from all of them. It doesn't matter what level they were at. There's things I've tried to take from everybody, not just the great coaches that are out there, but just ones that maybe that nobody knows about. There's pieces I can take from anybody, and that's what you have to do, I think, in this profession, and what we're going to try to do well here as a coaching staff to build this thing the right way is stay humble but work hard, and build this thing up by continuing to learn and grow as a coaching staff. And then, establish the other pieces that we need to establish, like discipline and toughness, and that'll be really the foundation of our program, and caring about our players and having them be good members of the community and the Weber State community as well. So, I think I've probably covered about everything I can. I probably need to thank my mother as well. She's been amazing. That's a big piece of my life and what she taught me, which was a lot of hard work, a lot of toughness. She's pretty no nonsense, and I learned that from her. Moms are amazing that way, and I had a good tough one that loved me up, but was really tough on me, and that part I'll always be grateful for. I got some wooden spoons broken over my rear end when I was a young kid, and learned things the right way. So she didn't spare that. So I want to thank her for sure, and love her and appreciate her.
We'll open up to some questions from the media.
Brett Hines, Center Examiner. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
So you've got a lot of tenure as a teacher, and obviously you built kind of a juggernaut in Corner Canyon. So can you explain your personal reasons for wanting to go after this opportunity, and why you wanted to make that change?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. There is something special, I believe, about Weber State. There's been good coaches here before, but I really think what Coach Hill was able to do here and how special that was, really I think showed how competitive and how good you can be here and how you can build it with the local athletes. He really built this place to be special here with Utah kids and really established that well in this community. I feel like I can do the same thing, and felt like this is a hot commodity as a coaching job, and it doesn't come open all the time. It could be rare. It might not come open, if I didn't jump at it this time for a long time. And it was tough. My youngest son, Carter's a senior, or going to be a senior. We had some difficult conversations. That was a big piece of that, because the family aspect is so important. But it felt right. It felt like, because this is such a special place, there are so many good people up here. The university does, want to put a good product out there, and I think you can build something really special here. So that was really the main reason why, and having good mentors that have done it before.
Jonathan KTV, 17 years as a head coach here in Utah. How does that help you when it comes to recruiting?
I think it gives me a upper hand on knowing what's here, and knowing the talent level that's in the community, that's in the state, up and down, all the way from southern Utah on up. It's special here. I think the kids are really driven. They want to be successful. They come from successful families that are really driven. And I think that, there's just so much talent here, and the level of football's become special. And the coaches, high school coaches in the state of Utah are really good coaches. They do a great job of developing athletes, and they developing hardworking athletes that are going to represent your program the right way. So I think it's huge. I think it's a big piece of why I was probably chosen for this job.
So a lot of people are familiar with what your teams look like, if they follow high school football, but how would you describe maybe the key tenets or principles about how you coach and how you build a program?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So probably the biggest thing we try to build is a toughness factor in our athletes, and a lot of that's built through like our strength conditioning parts of it, and not just the lifting and the running and the change of direction stuff, but then the way we practice too. Our practice tempo and the way we do things there, I think, facilitates that pretty well, that toughness and disciplined teams that execute really well. That's kind of what our teams we want to look at, and that are also high character teams, which like sometimes in high school, like that's just a given, right? Depending on how that goes. And here I think you get to recruit that pretty well and build that in how you recruit that. But that's really what we are. And then like from a schematic standpoint, like we want to be really aggressive on both sides of the ball, and be really good in all three phases. That's going to always be our goal. Defense is always going to be a really important piece of what we'll try to build, even though a lot of my background's been in offense, but we haven't been as good as we have been because we just play offense. We've been really good in all those phases, so that's going to be a big piece of what we need to get here and get right here and build that part up. And they've been really good here over the course of the years, and they've had good coaches across the board, even up to just recently. They've all been really good on especially that side of the ball. So we'll continue to try to build in that tradition and return to, some of those Coach Hill days where where the Weber State was just, one of the top teams in the country defensively. So we want to return to that and still be aggressive and play a fun style of football on offense. And everybody assumes that because we've always had the great quarterback play that we've been so heavy pass game. But if you look at us from a run pass distribution, we've always been more run heavy. We've been at least 55% run and 45 pass. Our numbers, our YPA I've talked about before, is really our most important pass statistic is yards per attempt, not yards per completion. That's really what we want to have that drive up for efficiency, and then really just run the football from that standpoint. So that's what you can expect. It's fun. We try to tempo up a little bit and try to have the kids have fun. I mean, football's got to be fun for our kids here at Weber. They've got to enjoy what they're doing. It's a grind. It's a tough job, and they're getting their education as they're doing it. But they need to enjoy what they're doing. We need to have fun and build that. It's going to be disciplined and tough, but they're going to have fun while they do it, and that's my goal.
So, you touched on it, obviously, the jump from high school to college. That's kind of the elephant in the room, so to speak.
Yep.
What would you say, what about your experience, do you feel like translates, and maybe this is kind of the pitch that you made in interviews. But
Yeah.
What do you feel like your years as a head coach translates, and then maybe how do you plan to fill in maybe some of those experience gaps that maybe you'll lean on other people?
I like it. You got good questions. I like this. You're on your game over here. So yeah, I mean, real similar to the interview questions for sure. So probably the biggest part of that, like as I sold that from a high school coach standpoint, as a high school head coach, and Coach Thompson knows this. He's done this role too. You wear every hat. So you're a strength conditioning coach. You're developing your program and changing and periodizing your program for the lifting, strength conditioning, speed work, change of direction work. That's me. Like, and developing that for our players, that takes a lot just to be able to do that. And then, you're doing all your scheme stuff, your game planning, your personnel management, like you're moving guys, changing positions, and then developing like those aspects of it and working on weaknesses and analyzing that. And then, I've worked my butt off, which I don't know. I think a lot of college guys maybe have an idea, but a typical day maybe in the spring for me was get there at 6 in the morning and run a 2-hour lifting session with our high school football kids, and then go teach 4 periods a day with a 30-minute window in between there, and then go right out to track practice for 2 hours. And then if there's not a track meet that day, I'm jumping into driver's ed car for a couple more hours after that. You know what I mean? So it really, like, the work ethic side of it isn't going to be that much of a change. It's just that now, and Coach Hill talked about this a little bit too, is that side of it, just I get to focus more on football. I get to work on our kids. I get to work on our young men here and really figure out better ways to serve them and build up this program. Did I answer all that pretty good? I'm trying to remember if I missed anything. What else did you throw in there? Was there anything else on that? Okay. I like it.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.